graders, it's your virtual. In these last few weeks, we've learned a lot about punctuation in this unit. We've learned that a comma is a punctuation mark. We learned that commas can be used to separate a list of 3 or more items. We learned that commas can be used to separate or set off parts of a letter. And the last time that we were together, we learned how apostrophes can take the place of a missing letter or missing letters in a contraction. Today, our objective is that we will be able to learn that apostrophes can show that something belongs to someone. Before we begin, I want you to take a moment to remind yourself about what an apostrophe is. The last time that we were together, we talked about how we can use apostrophes when we make a contraction and that an apostrophe takes the place of a letter or letters. Today, we'll be seeing how an apostrophe can show that something belongs to someone. So let's read the green word box together. Zeke's dog equals the dog belonging to Zeke. Now, in that box, I notice there's an apostrophe and then an S after Zeke, and that shows that the dog belongs to Zeke. So Zeke's dog is a short way of saying the dog that belongs to Zeke. It's a little bit quicker to say Zeke's dog, isn't it? Let's read a couple of sentences together and see if we can figure out which words show possession. Read number 1 along with me as I read it out loud. Number 1, a dog's teeth help protect it from animals. Which word tells what belongs to the dog? See if you can find it. Did you say dogs? You're right. In this sentence, the teeth are belonging to the dog. How many dogs do you think we're talking about in this sentence? Hold up the number of fingers for how many dogs you think we're talking about in this sentence. Did you say 1? I agree. There's 1 dog. So dog is singular, meaning 1. To form the possessive of a singular noun, we add an apostrophe followed by an S. Nice job. Let's read number 2 together. Cats' claws help them stay safe. Which word in that sentence shows possession? See if you can find it. I hope you said cats, because you'd be right. I want you to think about how many cats we're talking about in this sentence. Think for a minute. Did you say that you thought we were talking about more than 1 or a bunch of cats? I agree. So when we make a possessive of a plural noun or a noun that means more than 1, we add an apostrophe after the S, and that tells us there's more than 1. Remember that when it's singular, we add an apostrophe and then the S, like in dogs, but if it's plural, we're going to add the apostrophe after the S, and that tells us there's more than 1. Okay, let's try a couple more together. Read number 3 with me as I read out loud. A porcupine's quills are also helpful. Which word shows possession here? See if you can find it. Did you find the word porcupine? You've got it. Nice job, friends. Now, do you think this is talking about 1 porcupine or more than 1 porcupine? Hold up your fingers. Did you say 1? I agree. Nice job, friends. Since it's 1 porcupine, we add an apostrophe and S to show that the quills are belonging to that 1 porcupine. Nice job, friends. Read number 4 with me as I read out loud. The skunk's smell keeps its enemies away. What word shows possession in this sentence? Did you say skunks? Nice job. And how many skunks are there? Is it 1 or more than 1? Think for a second. Did you say one? Nice job, friends. We use an apostrophe S to show that the smell belongs to that one skunk. Last one. Read number 5 with me as I read out loud. Polar bears' white coats help them hide in the snow. What word shows possession? I hope you said polar bears. And think about whether polar bears is talking about one or more than one. Do we have just one polar bear here or more? I hope you said that you think that it's talking about more than one polar bear. And I noticed that they had the S and then the apostrophe after it. So we know that all of the polar bears' white coats help to keep them warm and hide in the snow, not just the one polar bear. It's more than one. Now let's try working together to form singular and possessive nouns in a sentence. Let's read the first one together. Our blank desk is in the corner. We need to use the word teacher and form either a singular or plural noun that shows that the desk belongs to the teacher. So before we begin, let's think about it. Is it one teacher or many teachers? So we're talking about one teacher. Think back to how we make a singular noun possessive. How do we show that one teacher owns something? Did you remind yourself that we use an apostrophe and then an S? Nice job, friends. So we would write teacher's desk as teacher with an apostrophe and S. Nice job. Let's look at number 2. The blank desks are in a circle. Now, when I look at the noun, I see that it has an S at the end, so students is plural. How do we show possession for a plural noun? Think for a moment. How would we write the word students to show that their desks are in a circle? So if we wanted to make the word students into a possessive plural noun, we would write students with a S and an apostrophe after that S to show that it's a possessive plural noun. Let's try number 3. Each blank coat goes on a hook. How would we make the word child into a singular possessive noun? How would we show that it's the hook that belongs to that child? I hope you said we would add an apostrophe and then an S. Let's try number 4. The blank office is down the hall. How could we change the word nurse, the singular noun nurse, to show that it's possessive? So I hope you said we'd write nurse with an apostrophe S. Remember that we formed the singular noun to make it possessive by adding an apostrophe followed by the S. Last one. The blank soccer team is on the field now. How would we take the plural word girls and make that possessive to show that it's all of their team? So I hope you reminded yourself that if it's plural and there's more than one, we add the apostrophe after the S. Nice work. You all did such a great job learning about singular and plural possessive nouns today. And now it's your turn. You have 2 choices for your writing today. First, you could choose to write about things that belong to a certain animal. For example, you could write about an elephant's trunk or a giraffe's long neck. Or you could choose to write about things that belong to people at school, like the girl's crayons or the boy's pencil. I added a little anchor chart on the left to help remind you of how we make our singular and plural possessive nouns. Remember, if it's just one, we use an apostrophe S, but if it's more than one, you're going to use an S with an apostrophe at the end. Happy writing, friends! You guys